Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Raw Radiant Health, and I'm Natasha, and thank you so much for joining me. So in spirit of tomorrow being September 1st, I thought I'd kind of encourage everyone today to maybe get on to doing a raw food challenge for the month of September. Maybe get on to doing like 30 days 100% raw, or 30 days of a high raw diet, or even just 30 days where you have a salad every single day. Whatever it is that you can do, that you can add in more good into your diet every day for just the month of September, get onto it, because it's fun. It's a good way to start a new month, and it's a good way to do something good for yourself. And I think that's what I want to kind of talk about today is, I'm asked a lot, like, how can you be on just raw foods? Don't you feel deprived? Don't you feel like you're missing out? Don't you feel like you're just way too different than everyone else? And I'm asked this probably on a daily basis, and there's always someone that I encounter that's also like, I can never do that. And so I want to just talk about it because people are asking me, is it worth it? Is it worth it to be so different from everyone else to maintain this diet? Is it worth it, that when you go out socializing, that you might not be able to eat the food, or that you might not be able to participate in the buffet, or you might not be able to do everything that everyone else is doing? And I have to honestly say, yes, it's totally worth it. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't worth it. And it's funny because recently I actually found out, I didn't know this, but I recently found out that most people don't actually eat a 100% raw food diet. That there's a very small percentage, like under 5% of all raw foodists actually eat 100% raw. Most people actually eat about 80% raw, or a little bit higher or a bit lower, but I think 80 is the average. And I was quite shocked because I always just thought everyone ate 100% raw. And I encouraged a lot of people that weren't, to at least bring it up, bring up their daily amount of raw as high as they can get it, because I know that not everyone can do it. And I don't believe it's so much of this thing of the numbers as it is how much healthy food you can just get into your body every day. And so, but I was quite surprised hearing this. And in fact, it really helped me to hear this because I was able to share this with a lot of clients that were a lot of times putting a lot of pressure on themselves and expecting themselves to be like so healthy and so like raw so quickly. And sometimes you need to do the transition, and you need to slowly incorporate healthier foods and get off of the junk food and do it step by step so that you can really integrate it into your daily life and into the future and have something that is really solid to be working with, and so that you can see that you can take it into the long term. Because I think a lot of times if people go in too quickly, they also get out too fast as well. It's kind of like they go into something with fire and then they end up like burning everything out. So I prefer seeing people on a a transitional diet and doing it step by step, so that really they can enjoy every step and it flows more naturally. And so I know it encouraged a lot of people actually hearing that, it's not many people that maintain a 100% raw food diet. And so there was less pressure put on them. So I want to kind of share that with everyone so that people know this. And I mean, I know for myself, I prefer to be on 100% raw food diet just because this is what I've been doing for like a year and a half. And this is the thing that works for me. I'm one of these people that it's easier if I have both feet in or both feet out, rather than sort of doing things a little bit this and a little bit that, because then things start becoming a little bit gray for me, and I tend to fall off things. So I'm just one of these people that's kind of like in or out. So 100% works for me, but I know it doesn't work for everyone, and I don't impose that on people. So back to what I was saying though about, you know, is being on raw foods, is it worth it? Is it worth being different? Is it worth having to make the extra effort? And it really, 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 really is, because, you know, I haven't felt this good in years, in like since I was a kid. And I have to say too that it's not only affected my energy and my health, but it's affected my mood, and it's affected my mind. Like, I feel so sharper than I've ever felt. And it's funny because I remember in my like just a few years ago, like around when I turned 30, when I was I think 30, 31, and I was going through this point where, you know, my memory was a little bit getting a little funky, and I had a really hard time making decisions. And it was really annoying for certain people that were in my life at that time, that I couldn't make decisions very, very quickly. I was just becoming slower and slower, and a little bit like more foggy, and more like my brain was it was kind of muddy. That for me to make decisions, it was like, it was daunting for me. I felt very insecure about it because I didn't feel like my brain was functioning at its top peak, and so I didn't feel very confident in just daily decisions, that I was always kind of very iffy. And that's one thing that I noticed when I went raw, was that started to go away, and I just became really, really sharp, that it's like yes, no, and there's no like, I'm not sure between this or that. I mean, it was difficult to even go to a restaurant with me, because I'd be like staring at the menu and I'd be like, there's just too many choices. And I mean, insane. It was just like everything was just so much. And going raw, it's like I don't have that muddy brain, and I don't feel foggy, and I don't know, I feel like a lot of times I feel like I can see through everything as well. I can see through even people. Like I know what's going on, and it's like I can really trust my instinct. And I know that this is because I'm just not being stimulated by like sugar, excitotoxins, MSG, chemicals being put in our food, all sorts of stuff. I mean, there's a lot of things that sort of mess with our brain chemistry. And the amazing thing is that I see a huge difference in that. And for me, having my brain work at peak performance, that's just as important as having my body having energy to go and exercise, and feeling young, and feeling energetic, and feeling like I can go and do things, and feeling healthy. I mean, I won't give this stuff up for the world. So on that note, I'm encouraging everyone to seize the month of September and get on to adding more healthy food into your diet. I want to use this as an opportunity to also just do a little bit of promo for me, because I do videos every day for everyone. You see me every day, you've gotten to know me. And I don't really mention so much about my coaching that I do with people, but I want to use this as an opportunity to do so, because I want to offer my services to people that need it. And I've been trying to figure out a way to offer coaching to everyone, that it could be accessible to anyone, but at the same time, it's all in good karma, that I'm not just giving everything away for free because I have to support myself, right? One thing that I've come up with doing is doing donation-based email coaching. If someone wants a coach getting into raw foods and wants support and wants me to help them get a diet together, we can do email donation-based coaching, where we would be communicating through email. You'd ask me the questions, I'd supply you the answers, and then you'd make a donation to my website. You can do that, or I'm offering group coaching, and I've put down a rate of $60 for an hour. Now, it's $60 in total, so if you have 4 people in a group, which the maximum is 4 people, that would be $15 each. For an hour, we'd have a group coaching call. If it's 3 people, it's $20 each. It's nothing, and we can do this every week. I mean, that's the kind of money you pay to go out for dinner. Why not do something for yourself? So I'm trying to give my services accessible to everyone, and at the same time, good karma, keep things flowing, and keep things growing. So I'm wishing you guys a fabulous, fabulous day, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!